Dr. Sally here. I'm so excited today to have Rebecca O'Connor. She is the founding developer of YaYaOrganics and managing partner. And what's special about YaYaOrganics is that it's a product that is especially designed as a tick repellent. It's natural, it's safe, and Rebecca's going to tell us all about it, as well as some other uses of essential oils. So Rebecca, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Sally. I'm so honored to be invited on your program. And so the story of how we developed TickBan and our company is actually just really simple. So I'm a mother of two, and when my firstborn was around 1 year old, we noticed that there was a really prevalent problem in our area of ticks. And it wasn't just that there were ticks, but that they carried Lyme disease. I started to become just concerned beyond wanting to make sure my kids didn't get Lyme disease, but really just wanting to do something on a larger level. And so we developed this product for our family, and we had no thought that it would become what it is today, product on the market and a business. So it was a very simple, natural process. We researched which essential oils are effective for repelling ticks, and I loved digging into the university studies to see the efficacy of the oils, and I was really impressed by how powerful plant oils are. And so it just took on a life of its own. Me and my mother got really into it. We had a lot of fun, actually, doing different formulas, and this one particular formula was just a winner formula. We had 8 essential oils in it. It smelled fabulous. We were experiencing great results, and so we started to share it with friends and family. It really was just great to see that it was affecting people, that it was impacting their lives, and they were really feeling much more confident about going outside in their backyard. So New Hampshire is where I'm from, where me and my family live, and we were just surprised by how many friends were coming to us saying that they tested positive for Lyme. And so we had a lot of people interested in trying out our product. And that just naturally led to us wanting to share on a larger scale. So we launched YaYaOrganics in March 2014, and we haven't looked back. It's been amazing to see the reception of our product, and that so many people are wanting to prevent tick bites naturally. And of course, we don't claim to prevent Lyme disease, but it's logical that if you have product on you that repels ticks, then you're less likely to get the diseases that ticks carry.
Right. You still have to do a body check.
Absolutely, yes. And so my family, we do tick spray every day, as well as tick checks every day that we're outside. That's just become part of our routine, and it's really wise because they're so small. You don't want to just assume that you're good. So, it's quick, it's easy, it's kind of just incorporated into the everyday lifestyle.
You have a interesting story how your company was named. Can you tell us? Can you share that?
Yes, absolutely. So my son, like I said, was around 1 year old when we were developing the product, and so his first word, that probably wasn't a word, but just him having a fabulous time experimenting with his voice, he said, "Ya-ya, ya-ya." And we entertained it, and it was on the list of ideas for the business almost as a joke, and it stuck. We were just thinking of, something that's positive, something that's memorable, and it's dear to my heart because it just really reminds me of my son, and so it stuck. But it turns out that the name is actually Greek for grandmother. It's kind of like a familiar, cute grandmother nickname in Greece. So we have a lot of Greek people asking if we're Greek, which we're not. But my mom loved that because my son, that was her first grandchild. So it kind of fits along with her being, a part of the company and being a grandmother. So we love it. It's YaYaOrganics.
YaYaOrganics. That's great. And do you have a special technique for doing a body check? Is there anything you could share about giving us some guidance, since that's part of your routine and a lot of people don't have that routine?
Sure, yeah. A couple of tips is actually when you go outside, it's wise to wear light clothing. You really want to be cognizant that the ticks are dark brown or black. And so you're going to be able to best identify them on lighter clothing, such as khaki pants or just really light colors like pastels. You can also wear tall boots and tuck your socks into your boots if you're going on a hike or if you're out gardening. And that just helps to prevent ticks from crawling up your legs and getting into places where it's harder to see them. So that's kind of my first protocol for being preventative. And as you are done finishing up your gardening or hiking, you can just pair up with a family member or a friend, whoever's with you, and go kind of all over. So you want to have a really thorough check. You want to make sure that you're familiar with where your freckles and moles are, so whenever you see them, you don't have a little freak out that you've found a tick and then realize you're wrong. And also they tend to kind of congregate in areas like the nape of your neck, so where your hairline starts. We often have seen them on my son, for instance, when he's out and about and my husband has maybe forgot to put on the tick spray. On one of those days, there could be a couple at the nape of his neck. And thank God we have no deer ticks on our property. On my parents' property, however, they've got a lot of deer ticks. So the deer ticks are much, much smaller, especially the nymphs, and it can pose as looking like a freckle. So you want to be familiar with your body. You want to, before you go in the shower at night, you can look over yourself from head to toe. They can get into strange areas. I've had a friend who said they had a nymph tick the size of a grain of sand actually on their toe, the end of their toe. And so, it's odd. It can happen. So you just have to be really thorough and look and feel. And then the places where your partner is going to be able to check you, where you can't check, is, your back and your hair. So my husband, lovingly, like a chimpanzee, will look through my hair at night and, give me the green light, you're good. And it's just kind of a nice, familiar thing with the people that you love. So I hope that the listeners out there have a partner in their life that is willing to do that. And it can be kind of a cute thing. It doesn't have to be scary.
No, good for you. Thanks for sharing that. That's really good information for people. So, and you live in New Hampshire, and that's right in the midst of the Tick Kingdom.
Yeah, Tick headquarters.
Headquarters. Easy to understand how you could get involved in it.
Yeah, I think, it's not something that I grew up with. It's gotten worse and worse over the years. And when we started developing this product, it had kind of gotten to a point where you almost have to admit that it's a problem. It's kind of like you're in denial for a while, not really wanting to let it be a part of your reality because it's not pleasant. It's kind of like terrorism. You don't want to wake up every day and think, I have to be on guard for some attack. You like to think that you live in an Eden world where there's perfect safety, and we have to find that balance of being able to be cognizant of the dangers out there while balancing our life with happiness and joy and not letting it take over. So it was around 2014, the spring of 2014, when we developed this product. I had actually been motivated because there was a very well-known endocrinologist. Is that what they're called? There's a specific name for the bug doctor, and he's a specialist in ticks from the University of New Hampshire. And he was coming to our town, and he was doing a tick talk, and I was just like, it put the disease on the map for me, that Lyme disease was not going away. It was only going to probably get worse. And so when I went to that tick lecture at our local library, it was free and it was very informative. And this gentleman, Dr. Alan Eaton is his name, he made us aware of the prevalence of deer ticks. The deer ticks are the ones that carry Lyme disease, not the dog ticks. So he helped us with tick identification. He helped us see the range of ticks in our area, but they're also in California. They're also in all over the U.S., all over the world, actually. And so it opened my eyes to something that I was kind of in denial about and not wanting to address on a personal level. So as a young mother, I decided I'm going to be proactive. I don't want to sit around and wait for my son to get Lyme disease, or myself for that matter. And my family is everything to me, as I'm sure everyone feels that way themselves, and we should. So it's a very personal issue to me. We want to be safe, we want to be responsible, and I believe, we have a very high calling to do the best for our family. So it's just a natural result of these things, and I feel like it's taken a very positive direction and hopefully impacting other people.
Absolutely. I think you're an inspiration. Well, if more people would take a positive stance and be creative like you, that'd be awesome. You're doing so much for people. So you mentioned dogs. Can you use this product on dogs?
Absolutely, yes. It's great for dogs. So dogs have very sensitive noses, and they can have kind of like that reaction of, what are you spraying on me? But health-wise, it is perfectly healthy for dogs. It depends on the dog how much their nose is going to go up in the air. So a lot of dogs are just fine, and they loving the product. They're safe with the product. It's funny because I used to have a dog named Ben, and he was a border collie. And he actually, before Lyme disease became so well known, this was about 10 years ago, he got Lyme disease. He went senile and he ran to the next county, which was about 20 miles away. It was like his mind was just going. It was very sad, very devastating, but at the time, that was one of the red flags that I chose to kind of push away, because I wasn't hearing a lot about it on the news with my friends. It was kind of oh, well, my dog happened to get Lyme disease. That's a tragedy, but it wasn't on my radar. And so that's another aspect of why I love our product, because if we had this product 15 years ago, it could have saved my dog. So I think it's fabulous for dogs. I think, dogs have become like family members, and we
Absolutely.
need to protect them as well. There's also the extremely scary side effects of Frontline and other products that are chemical-based. And I've heard countless stories of people come to us and tell us at YaYaOrganics how much they appreciate our product, because their dog had previously been getting seizures and had extreme fatigue and various issues associated with Frontline and those chemical products for repelling. There's also one other aspect that's important to bring out with treating your dog with those products is it actually only works if the tick bites your dog, and then they take in the blood, and then within the blood it's laced with the chemicals. You're actually kind of addressing the problem after it happens, whereas our repellent is working along the premise that you don't want the tick to be on your dog in the first place. So you're repelling the tick. It's hopefully not going to bite your dog at all. So that's the difference.
It's safe if they lick it?
Absolutely safe, yes. A lot of the oils are edible oils, like sweet marjoram and lavender. There's nothing in it that could affect your dog in any way.
Very good. Let's go on, and I know that you're not a certified aromatherapist, but with all your experience in developing a product, what would you recommend for people with any chronic disease or with Lyme disease who suffer from insomnia?
That's a great question. Insomnia is terrible. It's a vicious cycle, and the essential oils can work powerfully on a cellular level. So there's different aspects of the oils. One is just the scent and how the scent affects the individual on a, is it pleasant? Is it invigorating? That type of level. But then there's also a deeper level of the chemical components of the plant's oil going into your system and affecting your brain. It does work physiologically as well as emotionally, if that makes sense. So the oils for insomnia are sweet marjoram, lavender, and red mandarin. I have a lot of experience with sweet marjoram and lavender. I know lavender is also great for anxiety, so that's a nice crossover of the two. It's just to be calming, to be relaxing, to help just settle your nerves. And so people who have Lyme disease, often do have insomnia as well as anxiety.
Yes, that's true. So, are the oils that would be for anxiety the same as for insomnia, or do you have additional oils?
There's actually additional oils. Some of my favorites are ylang ylang, which is also an aphrodisiac. Ylang ylang smells divine. It is a more expensive oil, as is neroli. Neroli is good for anxiety and depression as well. So I'm going to go ahead and read the list of oils for anxiety and depression, and there's a little bit of overlap for both, but they are very linked together. So ylang ylang, myrrh, bergamot, pink grapefruit, geranium rose, lavender, and cedar are great for anxiety. And with anxiety, cedar is noted as being good for chronic anxiety, so taking it on a regular basis, and the Himalayan cedar especially. So I have a lot of research into the different types of cedar, and we do have actually 2 types of cedar in our tick repellent, Himalayan as well as Texas cedarwood. And the Himalayan is what's recommended the most for aromatherapy. It's a very high-grade special oil, and it is absolutely incredible for lifting your spirits and helping you to just kind of lift out of wherever you are. Wherever you are, it seems to elevate, it seems to inspire. So it's a really beautiful oil. I recommend the Himalayan. As well as, okay, so I'm going to get into the depression oils now. The list of depression oils are rose, neroli, ylang ylang, orange or sweet orange or wild orange, grapefruit, bergamot, which is related to the citrus family, as well as jasmine. And jasmine is familiar to a lot of people in perfumery. I think it's popular in perfumery because it does have that uplifting quality to it. It's a very exotic smell. My personal experience with these oils is that I definitely have had benefits with the ylang ylang oil as well as the neroli. And both of those are expensive. I know people have to have some limitation with their budget, as I do, but I can't recommend the neroli and ylang ylang enough because of their incredible scents, the atmosphere they exude. And so someone might be asking, well, how do I utilize these oils to get the most benefit out of them? I tend to like to wear the oil almost as a perfume, and so it's on me, it's penetrating the skin membrane and becoming, effective on a cellular level as well. But the most effective is when you smell it as well as apply it. In some cases, it is okay to add a drop or 2 to a glass of water and stir it and drink it, and that, that can help if you're also smelling it as well. But smelling it, like I said before, impacts you not only emotionally, but it impacts your brain. So yeah, you can use a diffuser, and that's a fabulous way to partake of the oils. It kind of magically infuse the whole room with this beautiful scent that's helping you. You can take a bath. You can put a couple drops in your bath. You can take a nice warm washcloth, and one of my favorite things to do in the morning and at night is to take a warm washcloth and put a couple drops of lavender in it, and then put it up to your face and breathe in very, very deeply. And you can do that several times. The other way is you can add the oils to a base carrier oil, such as coconut oil. What's another good one? Jojoba oil, apricot kernel oil is very good. And these oils, you just maybe put 5 to 10 drops of your favorite oil for depression or anxiety, or even, there's pain-relieving oils or the insomnia oils. You can just put, 5 to 10 into maybe half a cup of oil, of your carrier oil, and you've got a great massage oil that you can put all over your body. And that actually brings me to another point, Dr. Sally, about, and I don't know if you've heard about this, there's a technique called the raindrop technique. Have you heard about that?
No, please tell us the raindrop technique.
Okay, this is amazing. You're going to be so excited about this. So the raindrop technique, this is known for use in treating Lyme disease, and it's been kind of designed and presented by Young Living Oils, and I don't represent any type of essential oil. I think, there's a lot of good companies, and they're very competitive amongst each other. So I don't have allegiance to one particular line of oils. But this treatment was put out by the Young Living Essential Oil Company, which I think is a fairly good quality company. And this technique includes a whole list of essential oils and oil blends. And they do like a treatment including reflexology and massage, as well as a heat pack at the end. So I just love this technique. I've heard great things about it, and I highly recommend it to anyone who wants detoxification benefits, relaxation benefits, pain relief benefits, fatigue, so to increase your energy and also to improve your immune system. So the oils that are involved in the raindrop technique, you're probably wondering, what are they? I'll list them out, and I'll also list the main benefits of each oil. I do not have the whole list of what's in their oil blend, because they do use an oil blend called Valor. But here we go. I'll give you the list. So the raindrop technique uses the oils of oregano, which is anti-inflammatory and antiseptic, thyme oil, which is very antiseptic and antibacterial, basil oil, which is antispasmodic and a great muscle relaxant, marjoram oil, which soothes the muscles as a relaxant and is also one of the ones listed for insomnia, cypress oil, which improves circulation. It's a great oil, as well as wintergreen and peppermint oils. And both wintergreen and peppermint are great for pain relief. They're great pain relievers and anti-inflammatory oils. So that's just a quick list of what's involved. And the raindrop technique, so it starts out with a reflexology of the oils going on your feet, and your feet have nerves that respond to the spine and to your whole body. And so the idea is that the oils that are applied to your feet are stimulating your nervous system and preparing you for the treatment. And then there's a lot of light touch and different massage techniques using the oils and putting them along your spine. And I've heard such glowing reviews of people who actually have Lyme disease saying that this helped with fatigue, saying that this helped with pain, whereas nothing else would work for these guys. The raindrop technique did work for their pain.
Is it the technique of starting it on your feet and then doing a massage afterwards, or is the Valor essential oils that are effective? What's your understanding?
My gut feeling on it is that the massage and the reflexology is working holistically with the oils to maximize the effect of the oils. So the oils can be, administered in different ways, like we talked about before, like inhaling them or having a bath with them. What I've learned from this technique is that the massage helps your muscles and your body to absorb them. It helps with the circulation. It's going to help your body integrate these oils much more effectively. And then it ends actually with the heat pack that helps to further just optimize the effect of the oils and get your body incorporating them. So I think it's just a very holistic and beautiful approach to using the plant-based oils.
Do you have isolated oils that are anti-inflammatory?
I think, peppermint is one of the main oils that's anti-inflammatory. Also oregano. And so I would highly recommend oil of oregano for people who want to manage some of their symptoms with Lyme. I certainly don't have personal experience with this. I'm just speaking if this might help someone, because I've had a friend, actually my mother's friend in Canada, who suffered with Lyme for many years, and oregano oil was the only thing that she found naturally to help manage her pain and also some issues with her brain, like depression and fatigue and things like that.
Right. Wow, you're just so thoughtful and so well informed. And, I just know so many people who come to mind that essential oils that you've mentioned could help. And anybody listening to this, I'm sure they will want to know the oils to use. So we're going to print up a list of these and we'll post them on our website. And Rebecca, what's the parting message as we finish up?
Well, I'm just so honored that you had me on your show, and I think that the methods for treating yourself naturally are very powerful, and I probably only scratched the surface. I really hope people can do their own research and dig in deeper and really reach out to get massages, to get some essential oils into your life, and just treat yourself with respect and help yourself heal by being good to yourself. I think, people who are suffering kind of feel like they're in a hole, that they might not have hope, and there is hope. I want the message, that we end on to just be that there's a lot of hope, and don't give up. Stay positive, and I really believe that God has given us amazing tools in nature. So these essential oils, have a lot to offer, and I'm just so excited that this is out there, especially the raindrop technique, and it's something that, could really help a lot of people. So that's really cool.
And you're repellent. People got Lyme or, worried about getting it again. So, and they hate to give up going in the garden and they hate giving up hiking. So you offer us so much and you're such an inspiration. Good for you. This young woman is beautiful and an entrepreneur and changing the world. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sally. Thank you so much.